What's the most genius 4D chess strategic move you've ever seen someone execute? My dad's plan to take down the corrupt CEO of his company took 3 years to unfold, but it was beautiful to watch. My dad worked as a senior accountant at a medical supplies company for 25 years. Everything changed when a new CEO, James Wilson, took over. Within months, Wilson started cutting corners on quality control and replacing medical-grade materials with cheap alternatives. Dad noticed the numbers didn't add up. The company was reporting massive profits while spending almost nothing on materials. He started digging deeper and discovered Wilson was selling defective equipment to hospitals, equipment that could kill people if it failed. Instead of reporting it immediately, Dad played the long game. He pretended to be Wilson's biggest supporter, laughing at his jokes, agreeing with his ideas. Wilson loved the ego boost and started inviting Dad to private meetings, sharing insider information. For 3 years, Dad kept 2 sets of records, one showing the official numbers, another documenting every illegal substitution and fake quality test. He recorded conversations on his phone, took photos of defective products, and made copies of every suspicious email. He also started accidentally making small accounting errors that benefited Wilson personally. Nothing huge, just enough extra money in Wilson's pocket to make him feel special. Wilson started trusting Dad completely, even giving him access to restricted files. The genius part? Dad created a fake gambling addiction. He started coming to work looking tired, borrowing money from coworkers. Wilson noticed, and instead of firing him, saw an opportunity. He started using Dad to hide his illegal profits, thinking Dad was too desperate to ever report him. Dad played his role perfectly. He'd lose money at the casino, but really was documenting how Wilson was laundering money through fake supplier accounts. Every time Wilson thought he was tightening his grip on Dad, he was actually giving Dad more evidence. The final piece came when Wilson asked Dad to create completely fake quality control reports. Dad agreed immediately, making Wilson think he'd won. That night, Dad took his 3 years of evidence to the FBI. The FBI raid was beautiful. They hit the company at 9 a.m. on a Monday. Wilson was in the middle of a board meeting when agents burst in. Dad had given them a complete roadmap of where to find every piece of evidence. Wilson tried claiming Dad was the mastermind, that he'd been embezzling money for his gambling problem. That's when Dad revealed he'd never placed a single bet. Every casino trip was documented with time-stamped photos showing him gathering evidence. The investigation uncovered that Wilson's scheme had put thousands of patients at risk. Hospitals across the country had to replace millions in equipment. Wilson faced 103 criminal charges, from fraud to attempted manslaughter. Dad testified at the trial, laying out his evidence with perfect precision. Wilson's face turned white when he realized how completely he'd been played. The jury took only 2 hours to find him guilty on all charges. Wilson got 27 years in prison. The company promoted Dad to CFO for saving them from complete collapse.